sacrifice. So I introduce to you Tri-County Co-op's first ever, the first Thanksgiving.
In England, 1609, the king had a law that all people had to worship God his way, but we pilgrims wanted to worship God our way in our church. We were forced to meet and pray in secret.
How those pilgrims are disobeying the law? They must be arrested and imprisoned.
It was too dangerous to stay in England, so to Holland we went, but were not happy. We decided to sail to America.
Go away and stay away. Good riddance.
We packed up our things and said a tearful goodbye to our home and country. It was autumn when 44 pilgrims and 66 others set sail in the Mayflower. We all hoped to have freedom and a better life.
Goodbye, we will miss you. Keep us in your prayers. The Mayflower was small and cloudy, halfway across the Atlantic Ocean. We first told the After 65 days at sea, for weeks the storms raged, enormous waves crested and rolled across the ship's deck. If the sea was too rough to catch fish, we only had sour pickle beef, stale bread, and moldy cheese. We were hungry and miserable. After 65 days at sea, November 10th, 1620, us pilgrims heard the words we had been praying for. Land ho!
We explored the coast for many days and finally found a deep harbor near Good Farmland. We made our home there and named it Plymouth in honor of the port in England from which we sailed. We had heard stories of the native people called Indians, that they were wild and dangerous.
Minted church studded guard by small houses were quickly built. The days were growing colder and darker. Winter was coming. It was a terrible winter, much colder than England. There was little to eat and almost everyone got sick.
By the end of winter, only 50, less than half of the pilgrims were still alive. The long sad winter passed and spring arrived. Indians were sighted nearby. They came closer and closer. The pilgrims were very afraid. With so few people, the pilgrims knew that if the Indians attacked, they would not be able to defend themselves. Then one day, a Native American walked right into the settlement. The children were terrified.
I am so sick. We can survive this huge, wild world. I will show your women how to find nuts, berries, and wild herbs in these forests. And so there will be peace between us for generations. I'll teach your children how to plant corn in the way of my people. So the soil will be rich and good.
We have taught our new pilgrim friends well. We have showed them how to tap maple trees for sap. We showed them which plants were poisonous and which ones could be used for medicine. We showed them how to cure meat over a smoke fire, and in spring we helped the pilgrims plant seeds, and in autumn they rejoiced over a bountiful harvest. Ears of corn, fat pumpkins, yellow squash, beans, and fragrant herbs.
Our pilgrim friends were thankful they'd be able to store food to last through the winter. They knew they would not have survived without our help. They invited us to a feast of Thanksgiving to celebrate their successful harvest. The king of the Wampanoag tribe, Massaquoi, was coming to join us, and 90 tribe members were coming too.
There will not be enough food for this winter.
How? Do not be worried. My young braves will go into the forest and hunt enough deer for us all. In celebration of your great skill in Thanksgiving, let us now dance in tradition of our fathers.
For 3 days and nights, we Native Americans and pilgrims feasted and danced. Our children played games together. Everyone had a wonderful time. On the last day, we signed a treaty promising to help each other and be at peace. This treaty was kept for 54 years.
For many years, the custom of celebrating Thanksgiving continued. In 1863, Thanksgiving became a national holiday for everyone.
None of that.